tantrums, ladders, and briefcases. Oh my. Plus, superstar draft rumors and the return of a WCW legend. We are breaking it all down for you right now on the AfterBuzz TV SmackDown After Show. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
All right, it's okay to sing and dance a little bit, guys.
But she doesn't have words to this song.
Okay, then just dance, George Hermoza. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us live on AfterBuzz TV. You are watching on YouTube. I do have the live chat rolling. We want to hear what you have to say. We are on SoundCloud and iTunes as well. Please give us a thumbs up. I love those thumbs up. I live on them. I can't even tell you. Appreciate it. My name is Christy Olson, and you guys can all chat along with me at Christy Reports. A little bit of a switch up from our regular lineup tonight. Scott Narver is here. Say hello, Scott.
Yes, hello. It's good to see you, and it's good to see this giant machine.
I knew that was coming.
It's amazing, that thing.
It is amazing, and Scott has some amazing news for you a little bit later. But also joining us on the panel tonight, doing what I would call a Christy Olson in the reflection there, checking his hair. At G Hermoza, it's George Hermoza.
I'm just looking at my belt that I won again.
What do you got there, G Herm?
The AfterBuzz TV predictions title that I won
again.
Just too easy. I swear to God, you can quote me on this. Next month, I'm just gonna pick names out of a hat, and I'm gonna go with that. I swear to God, that's what I'm gonna do.
You'll probably still win, and Christian will be so mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll get more picks right than Christian, so it works out fine.
And Christian Rosenberg will return next week. Until then, we have got a pretty fantastic show to break down, and a couple more guys joining us here. Who do we have here?
That's former WWF Tag Team Champions Strikeforce, Tito Santana and Rick Martel.
I just want to know, where are the girls in cars? Where are they?
Oh, we should have played that to open the show.
Oh, next time. And by the way, George just pulled these action figures out of his cargo shorts pockets, like, bam!
I love that
Like, just
song.
out of nowhere.
Do you remember who sang that song?
I don't. I'm trying to remember. Did they introduce the songs in Pile Driver? No, they just play them.
I think wasn't it like Robert Dupree? I remember because Slick said it when he was eating chicken right before he was introducing Jive So Blow.
Going way back.
He was like,
Just give
I
us a
can
moment.
sing like Coco Beware. I can sing like Robert Dupree, brother.
Oh, there it is.
I thought it was gonna be Girls in Cars. I'm like, yeah. Oh, that's more I know.
All right, gentlemen. Well, let's take everybody to Rockford, Illinois, where SmackDown was live tonight with a pretty action-packed show. A lot of matches going down, not a lot of yibbity-yap, talkity-talk tonight. And, of course, we opened with The New Day, who were actually yibbity-yapping and chitty-chatting a little bit.
They do it fun and well.
New Day socks.
Oh, you finally got the New Day socks?
We got that's the classic version.
That's the OG one.
Yeah.
They were on clearance for like $2.99 like a few months ago.
Per sock?
And I got like 3 of them. And the shipping still costs more than all the socks.
So you're telling me that you had a pair of socks for everyone here on the panel, and yet you just selfishly wore your one pair and didn't bring us any New Day socks?
You would never wear those socks. You would never. You would never wear those socks.
You're so right. They wouldn't go with my heels, honey.
No?
No,
What about,
sorry.
you like to cut things up, though? You could make like puppets
Oh,
out of it.
I could. Or mittens.
Yeah,
you could make New
mittens
Day
out of 'em.
socks mittens.
Wrist
Or
warmers?
sock puppets.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Speaking of, I hope everybody bought up a whole bunch of merchandise on that big time clearance that was going down this week at WWE.com.
Couldn't do it.
No?
Couldn't pull the trigger. I have an overabundance of stuff recently. I went and saw Jake the Snake.
Well, so do I, but I still made a purchase.
I made too many purchases. I went and saw Jake the Snake perform at Flappers Comedy.
Oh, how was that?
Club recently, this past week. It was great. And same thing. I'm like, I got too much stuff to buy. He's right there, and I go, I'm gonna buy a bunch of stuff. And I did. It was great. I bought a shirt, bought a DVD, and it was a great show. Jake was hilarious and very funny, and told great stories, and does one of the best Macho Man impressions I've ever seen.
Really?
Who doesn't?
But he was so dedicated, telling the stories all throughout, doing the fingers, doing the spins around. Like,
I can just do the voice, oh yeah, but I'm not really
going.
good with the fingers, Slim Jim.
Oh, just everything. Oh, it was so good.
Oh, I'm
Great
just gonna
story.
let you guys do this for the entire show. We're not even gonna talk about the actual
By the way,
episode.
the documentary is available on Netflix now, so I'm probably gonna watch it.
Good DVD purchase by me then. All right.
Good job, Scott. I'm not connected to a network. Oh, sorry, chat roll. Keep talking. Maybe we'll get back in with you very, very soon.
I'm with him. I got him here.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
My network connection got interrupted, similar to the way the New Day was interrupted by the club tonight. Do you see how I brought that back?
Hashtag segue. Jinx.
That's right. And so the New Day challenges them to a match amongst some ball jokes, which I have to say, I like the ball guys. I think we all know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So forget the ball jokes. Although the New Day does have some great hair.
They have all three great hair.
What AJ Styles? Got that soccer mom hair.
Yeah, he does. I'm not a fan. It could be a little bit shorter. If he was trying to just go for the shaggy thing, it would work. But now it's like medium length. It's like a lob at this point, which is a long bob, which is very in for the ladies, but not so much for the burly WWE superstars.
I'd love to see him go full on Kurt Russell mullet. I think that'd be amazing.
It would definitely go with the accent.
Yeah.
Right?
Somebody's got to have a mullet at this point. Someone needs to rock a mullet in WWE.
Now that you say it, I can't believe there isn't one.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There was plenty back in the day.
Right, and it just seems like now, be the guy with a mullet. Be the guy and get all the mullet chants and everything, and just rock the mullet, sell mullets.
A word to the wise. Yeah, we could do like a whole wig thing.
Oh my God. Way better than the club.
Wow, the mullet club. Well, we learned that Kofi Kingston and AJ Styles are going to be set for action later in the show. We always love when they open up with the New Day, although, they've been doing that a lot lately, just saying.
Not that that's a bad thing. Right?
Well, they got to be careful.
Kind of
I think for like a hot sec, like a month or two ago, people were starting to get a little bit tired, so they have to be careful. Use the New Day sparingly.
Okay, so you're saying next week. Change it up.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if anything, now with the draft coming up, we're only going to see them once a week as opposed to two. I kind of do see what you're saying. Where and that's one of the good things about the draft is the overexposure of some might not be so overexposed anymore. We'll see if they're even together by the time maybe they won't get drafted together.
That's sad. Such a sad idea.
We are definitely going to talk about who may land where a little bit later.
Oh, I can't wait for Believe that.
I know. My favorite part of the show. Well, I also love when the ladies come out and a little bit of women's action. Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. And, of course, we get excited anytime we see Becky Lynch. Right? Because we feel like we don't see enough of her. I'm speaking for all of us now and lumping George in as if he's always here.
Yeah.
I feel like you love Becky, right?
She kind of lightened up her hair, so you guys kind of have that twinsy going on thing.
Yeah, Becky.
She doesn't have that
hair.
like bright orange. I don't know if anyone else noticed that.
She totally did.
It's
It's almost yellow at the bottom. I liked it. Looked good.
I dig it.
I assume she's changing through the seasons. It's just what happens naturally to her hair.
Well, this is true. Most of the ladies go blonder for summer.
Is that why you went a little blonder for summer? Okay.
Well, and my roots were starting to show disgusting, right?
Good to know.
Those ladies don't have that problem because they have hair and makeup every day.
Christy Olson.
This is right.
Well, yeah, Christian Rosenberg wasn't here this week to do your hair. He never gets enough time for himself. He's always helping you.
Best hairstylist in all of LA, guys. Can't even tell you. Well, they're doing something a little bit different with Dana Brooke. I sort of thought now they're calling her a fan. She's clapping and they're saying like, oh, she's just a big fan. Are you guys a fan of them pairing Dana and Charlotte together? Is this working for you? Is she a good substitute for Ric Flair? What do you think?
I'm not totally sold on the pairing yet. I don't think she has her own identity. And while it's neat that she's sort of she's just a bodyguard, it's just not enough for when you're replacing Ric Flair. Like I've said before, those are big shoes to fill, and it'd be nice to see if she breaks out in some way as her own character, and it's just not there yet. But she got thrown in the fire real quick. So.
She did get thrown into the fire really quick, and I think she's making a good showing as a heel and as kind of representing herself, and kind of she's created this persona that I think she's getting across pretty well. George, what do you think?
I think so too. I mean, real quick, going back to Ric Flair. I don't know if I said this before. Definitely not the last pay-per-view.
You haven't been on a wrestling show for a while, honey.
Yeah,
so
it's been a while since May 1st.
Yeah.
Almost a month. But I was gonna say, like, I was kind of sick of the Ric Flair Charlotte pairing, only because they're really trying to reinforce this whole women's division, and then she had a guy or a male, winning for her. And again, I'm all for cheating to win or whatever, but to have like a male win for you when they're trying to really push this women's division. So I kind of like that they replaced Ric Flair with another woman. With that said, I think Dana Brooke, I think she hasn't really shown like the rookie jitters. I think she's shown that she kind of belongs. You don't really see her nervous. I know when that whole Divas Revolution kind of came in, you can kind of tell that Becky and Charlotte were a little bit more nervous, and Sasha not so much. But I do think that Dana Brooke, her confidence level is kind of now appropriately at an all-time high, and we're definitely seeing that. And I think it works well with her character that we all just love to hate, to be honest with you.
True.
Okay. I like what you said about replacing him with a lady. Girl power.
No, because it kind of annoyed me, even with like WrestleMania. Like that's my one small, like tiny, like I wish they changed it where like they had Ric Flair kind of hold Sasha, for her not to interfere. It's like, why do you have to have a man do that? Like you're trying to push the women's division. Have women. Not have a man, cause or help a woman to win.
George wants more
I'd rather
women.
have Dana help Charlotte to win, not Ric Flair cause Charlotte.
To be fair, who loves women more than Ric Flair?
That's true.
That's true. And whether it's Rick or Dana with Charlotte, we can still refer to them as the Dirty Blondes. That's right. I said it. And hot lady stepping into action on a catwalk never really looked so brutal as it did when Natty came out and tried to save Becky. Not just tried. She saved Becky, and her and Becky went back in and whooped these girls' cute little behinds.
I'm kind of curious if they're building toward like a tag match on Raw or like on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't want to see the Money in the Bank.
I was going to say, which would you rather see?
I'd rather see Money in the Bank, but that would be separate than like a women's championship match.
You want a women's championship match and then also a women's Money in the Bank. I could get on board with that. We might need some more ladies.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I like a couple more.
I think Naomi got cleared. You have Sasha, Becky, Natty.
Alicia. She injured
Summer's
or no?
back after a concussion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Paige
okay.
is healthy.
Sure, Summer. Get on top of a ladder. You just cleared from a concussion. You'll be fine.
Well, and I mean, by some reports, I'm not supposed to say stuff that WWE doesn't say, but some people were saying that Sasha had a concussion as well. Just saying.
Who said it? Was it Enzo? I bet Enzo said it. He
and
has
Cass
a big
totally
mouth.
announced it on that ESPN thing that they do every week. Which, did you guys see that? No?
Did I watch an Enzo thing on my free time? No.
Well, I mean,
I did not.
they were okay. I'm not sure that their shtick sort of translated into an actual interview situation, but I just love them so much that I don't really care that much. So the ladies are taken care of in the ring. Meanwhile, Renee talks to Sami Zayn and Dean Ambrose, and she's kind of questioning, can they be loyal to each other? And then Del Rio and Owens come in and kind of try to get in their heads. Either way, they're telling a fantastic story for this whole Money in the Bank match, and it's working.
Yes.
Right? Agreed?
Each competitor has reason and motivation, and everyone's getting a spotlight.
Right.
Which is great. It's not four guys and then you see two other guys and you go, well, they're never going to win. There's no chance. Everyone's getting equal opportunity in this, which is great. Because it was like the Intercontinental match last month that we had four competitors and we believed that they could all win. So they're doing a very good job with this. Every time they're making these new contenders with women's division, with tag title division, they're making everyone credible. So we're thinking that they could win.
And we got to build everybody up before we split them up, right? Let's talk about the Dudley Boys versus Golden Truth.
But wait a second.
Okay, let's not talk about that yet.
Renee Young's necklace.
I know. It was a rough night for Renee Young.
That was hilarious.
First, Kevin Owens hates her necklace, and then Baron Corbin forces her outside into a dark parking lot. I mean, listen, girl, if you need a day off, you know who to call. I'm just saying.
Suddenly you're a Renee Young fan. It's because of her dog. Her dog is just so cute that you're like, you just can't hate her anymore, right?
Yeah, and you know, she gets so much legit hate for being Dean Ambrose's girlfriend.
Do you
that I'm
follow
like,
the
I don't
dog
really
on
wanna...
Instagram?
I don't follow the dog on Instagram.
Why not?
I don't really do anything on Instagram anymore. I'm a Snapchatter now. I'm a snapper.
So you're moving on.
Meanwhile, you should all follow AfterBuzz TV on Snapchat.
So you're
And Christy
moving on
reports.
with all things technical?
Yes. Yeah, I'm doing so well with my 1980s laptop right
You
here.
can Snapchat on that?
I
That's a
know.
laptop? I thought that was a TV. That just came with a keyboard.
Oh, right. If anyone would like to buy me a brand new iPad, you know where to tweet me. Okay, let's talk about the Dudley Boys versus Golden Truth, because I am dying to know if you guys are feeling Breezango as much as...
I wish it was for Breeze.
Febreze. Oh, just straight up Febreze.
Yeah.
Well, that would be a trademark infringement.
Not if you spell it. Not if you spell it differently. FABREEZE.
Well, would you like to see these guys stick around
Yeah.
and be called whatever you want them to be called?
Only because it gives them something to do.
Exactly. And
Like-
it's weird, and it's, you know, they're both jerks and you hate them, so let them be together and let them find something. So if you split them up again, these guys had nothing for a while. I totally agree with you.
It was kind of hard for Fandango to be taken seriously as a face, and especially maybe you might agree with me because he seems so scumbaggy on Total Divas.
Yes.
Where I was like, how is this guy going to be pushed as a face just because of his theme song? But I kind of like that. Like I said, it kind of gives them something to do, kind of a way. Not that main event's a bad spot to be in, but it's like, hey, give these guys a shot to see what they can do, whether it's together. So let's give them a shot. And I think they're doing a good job so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, reportedly, backstage, you know, the execs think that they're a pretty good pairing, so we'll see if we see more of them. Meanwhile, R-Truth comes out, and we get the lyrics to the remix of the new song, and I'm wondering if did you guys notice anything a little silly? Anybody out there, chat rollers, did you notice anything a little silly?
I didn't.
You didn't?
But it was pointed out to me by someone who did notice.
Well, apparently this is the remix edition, not the remix edition, because they spelled it ADDITION when they meant EDITION.
Who's they?
I'm assuming
the
Goldust.
powers that be? Yes.
Because you're following the bouncing Goldust head. So
Oh, like they spelled
So
it
Goldust
audition
got it
on the
wrong.
thing?
Yes, instead of edition.
But then closed captioning spelled
Didn't
it
catch that, did you, G?
edition.
Yeah, that's right. Our closed captioning got it right. Well, chat rollers, please tell me if you noticed this as
the
well.
closed caption also thought that Darren Young was Xavier Woods.
That's true.
And they thought Lillian or JoJo was Lillian.
That's true.
So I can't really, rely on the closed captioning.
Well,
Or apparently the subtitles are.
major biff, and I'm thinking that this whole matchup, this Dudley Boys versus Golden Truth, it seems a little odd. Yes or no?
I can't. It's hard because I kind of want to see what I want to see what they're going to do with Golden Truth. Or they're just going to keep losing. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't see them being pushed as the tag team of the next generation. I think collectively, they're both probably going to hit 100 soon. I don't know. I don't want to say anything before I, jump the gun.
I've been liking the story of them not teaming. One of them wants to team, and then the other one switches. And
I
then
like
they wanna
that part,
team,
yeah.
And then now they are teaming, and they're not winning right away. It's not traditionally the stories that WWE tells. So I appreciate it, and it's getting enough time, and they're losing. And if they finally win, and if it's on a pay-per-view or something big, and the crowd goes crazy, that's going to be amazing. It's going to mean something.
Right, and as far as tonight goes, they're kind of considered like the comic relief, but this was a real matchup with the Dudley Boys, and it was a little bit brutal, kind of surprisingly, I thought. So it reminds you that, like, R-Truth still got it, Goldust still got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they busted up Bubba's nose. They bloodied him.
Yeah.
So they're getting fierce in there.
Comedians. Yeah, dude. Well, meanwhile, Baron Corbin, who is whiny little boy, refuses to get into the arena, and he makes Renee Young walk all the way outside so that he can have his little whatever.
Do that again.
No. No, we've already been through this. That's what I hear when men talk.
He went to town. He went to the town and then said, "Oh yeah, I'm not going into work." That's what he did. He traveled to that town, took all the time to show up to right outside of his job and went, "I'm not going into work." Okay, you're fired. Why is that okay? Why is that allowed?
It's the same reason why you can, attack someone backstage and not get arrested.
That seems like it's within the realm of the job.
I feel I feel like cops would be like, "Oh, it's pro wrestling. It's okay." I'm sure it's pro wrestling, so they have good reasoning behind their fight, their backstage fight.
I think this is all with Shane and Stephanie only caring about Raw, and nobody cares about SmackDown, so employees aren't even showing up to work.
Oh, if only they would do something to build up SmackDown. Oh, we'll get there. Let's talk about Dean Ambrose and Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens and Alberto Del Rio. I can't do the thing, but I did notice Del Rio's new rib tattoo, which I assume is influenced by his girlfriend Paige. Which so the
Alleged
fact
girlfriend.
that he no they're all over the Instagram together. She's pushing the stroller, okay, and so really that just gives us a chance to mention Paige. Guys, remember her? Paige, remember, dark hair, quote unquote anti diva. Remember her? Do you guys remember her?
I do.
Oh my god.
Maybe that's. I couldn't tell what the tattoo was exactly.
I couldn't tell, but I did
maybe
notice
it's
some new
Paige.
ink.
It could be a Paige tattoo.
Because Paige did get a tattoo of, was it Poppy?
Oh yeah.
That's what it says on her finger. Poppy?
Yeah.
Puppy or Poppy?
Poppy.
Oh, a father dog.
Aren't they all? Well, she, was probably watching from behind from the backstage where she's hanging out because she doesn't have any matches. Anyway, Del Rio makes a little mistake. Maybe he's distracted. Kicks his partner Owens. Owens throws a big... Oh, I almost said the A word. A big, major temper tantrum. Can I say? He throws a big-ass temper tantrum. I mean, that's really the only words you can use to describe what he did.
It was a big ass temper.
It was a big-ass temper. And one that we expect from him, but I think unexpected was Cesaro coming out, climbing that ladder and posing with the briefcase. Is this supposed to be a little foreshadowing? How did you guys take this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the nicest shot of someone holding the briefcase on top of the ladder I've ever seen, because he's wearing a full suit. It's always a guy in his trunks and he's sweaty and he's all beat up. No, that was a very classy shot.
Yeah.
No one stopped him. No one went after him at all. So that was the only thing that made him feel like he wasn't a threat, because no one cared. Owens wanted to fight. Zayn and everybody else. Everyone just looked at him like, oh, well, you're not going to really win, so it's fine.
Yeah, was that a little bit odd?
It felt odd to me.
Yeah.
That's how I interpreted it. I don't know how you guys did.
Now that I didn't notice because I was just taking in the imagery of the suit and the briefcase and the whole thing. But now that you say it, I think you're totally right.
Yeah, he's not my pick to win it.
Who is your pick to win it?
Jericho.
Really?
Yes,
I know, that was funny.
please. Well, either way, these guys are really telling a good story. And I think just from the fact of that we're looking forward to this match and we're saying like, oh, who do you think's going to win? Who do you want to win? Means that they've done a good job of amping us for Money in the Bank.
And it can't be Sheamus, so this is going to be amazing.
I do agree with the fact that I think they've done a really good job at really showing that it really can be anyone. Like you can argue for anybody in that match. Obviously every year there's always that one person that's like, oh well, this guy like Tyson Kidd's obviously not going to win the Money in the Bank, or I think Tensai was in it and maybe the same match, but or Alex Riley. Obviously none of those guys, or Sin Cara, like none of those guys were ever going to win a thing. But every single guy, I think, is there going to be one more person added on to it?
They keep treating it like it's just 6, but other people are saying, no, it's going to be 7. So I've not heard definitively either way.
They've gotten rid of the dark, shadowy figure and are just showing all 6 of them as if that is the set match.
The Alex Riley-esque cutout.
Well, do you guys think that a 7th man should be added?
It depends on who it is. I mean, if it's somebody,
Who do you want it to be, George?
One of these two gentlemen right here.
if it's somebody that is going to add to, or give us a good chance of him winning, but if it's going to be like, I know James is gonna kill me. If it's going to be something like Zack Ryder, who I think has no chance of winning, like I'd rather not see him in that match.
Yeah, if you're just throwing in a 7th name for the sake of, oh look, it's 7 now, and there's no credibility. I'm cool with 6. I'm cool with these 6. I think it's just fine. I don't need an NXT guy. I don't need someone being brought back. This is great.
Agreed. I'm just checking out the what the chat roll has to say.
Just cranking up the old computer there like an old Joe Hoppy.
That's right. The people can't see it. For all they know, I have a very fancy, tiny computer that I'm looking at.
Cut to the wide. Cut to the wide.
While those guys chase the Money in the Bank title to Raw or SmackDown, tonight's Believe That is all about the upcoming brand split. Boys, it is time for Believe That.
Oh.
I don't, you know what? I forgot to talk to Steven and make sure we had the whole thing. So let's...
In the eyes. Right in the eyes. That amazing graphic. It's sneaky, though. I knew
Yes.
it. I was lulled.
Love it.
And you're trying to... Oh, it's not coming. It's not coming.
Better late than never, kind of like Roman Reigns, right? Well, gentlemen, this is a good one. So Supposedly, USA pushed WWE to do this brand split thing again because they were not exactly happy with the ratings for SmackDown. And so, in an attempt to sort of elevate SmackDown to Raw level, there's going to be this superstar draft, and perhaps the biggest superstars will be added to SmackDown. Boys, do you believe,
The Great
as
Khali?
the dirt sheets are saying, no, even
He's the biggest.
even better.
What?
That's true. That's true. Do you believe that John Cena, Sasha Banks, and possibly even Brock Lesnar will be solely on SmackDown? The
I think
big
John
ones. What do
Cena
you
will
think?
be, just because. I think Sasha will, because she said that she wanted to be on SmackDown. I think, obviously growing up being a huge Eddie Guerrero fan, he kind of that was kind of his show for a while. Back in 02, 03, 04. Who was the other one? Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
He's never there, and it doesn't matter.
Okay, so
But that-
George Hermoza believes that. Thank you, George. I knew we had you here for a reason.
But Brock was the first guy to start all this. It was the brand split originally that Brock was the WWE champion. Stephanie assigned him to SmackDown, and then Bischoff made the new World Heavyweight Champion of Triple H on Raw. I believe that all three of them could. That they have their schedules and they be there, and it doesn't really affect it, because if it all doesn't go well, what's the worst that's going to happen? They put them all back on Raw.
That's true.
I totally believe it. I believe that they would try and, at this point, really put a lot of credibility into SmackDown and throw Cena on there, throw everybody on there. Sure. I believe that.
Yes. Dude, I have been doing so well with these lately. Or maybe it's not me. Maybe it's the dirt sheets. Maybe they're finally getting some things right.
Yeah, but you're pulling the best ones.
That's true. It is me.
There's,
You're right. Let's
there's
give
a
me
lot
the
of
credit.
stories throughout the week. I mean, you can always talk about, there's so many to talk about, but yeah, you pick the good ones.
That's right. Well, the chat roll was just chatting about Sasha Banks' return to main event this last week, so I figured they would like that. I can't see if they believe me because I can't get it down that far, but I'm sure they do. You know what? They're my peeps, and I love them, so I'm sure they believe that too. Moving on to Rusev versus Jack Swagger.
I know, it's
his name?
unbelievable.
Jack Swagger. No. I paused for dramatic effect because I
It's
know
Stefan.
nobody expected to
Jack
see
Stefan.
Jack Swagger. I mean, again, even post-match, you guys kind of said, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, that's what's been happening. That's what we guessed." Like, was this a
Never
predictable
seen this
match to you?
before, ever. I've never seen it once today. Oh, and then I did see it today, and then I remembered I've seen this match a whole lot. The exact same outcome every single time. It's sad. Like, he always just goes for the ankle lock, doesn't work on him at all, shoes or no shoes, and then Jack loses every single time.
Oh,
I don't get
poor
it.
Jack Swagger.
I don't get why you keep doing it.
Do we feel bad for Jack Swagger?
Yes, I do.
Only if he really wants to do more in the company, or if he thinks he's a good hand, then I'm sure he's perfectly fine with it. Can't feel sorry for somebody who doesn't want it, but again, I don't know. If he really wants to be successful in the company, then yes, I feel bad for him.
Well, speaking of guys just coming out of nowhere, Titus O'Neil is the one that runs out in an attempt to save Jack Swagger from Rusev. What are they telling us? What is this setting up? Do you guys wanna make some predictions? George, predictions champ.
Oh,
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I predict that Rusev will make Titus O'Neil tap out to the Accolade
Oh, that was very specific, George.
at the next pay-per-view, Money in the Bank from Las Vegas, Nevada, July 19?
Would you take that bet,
June 19.
Scott Narver?
boy, betting on professional wrestling is such a smart idea. I don't see why I shouldn't.
Yeah, it is. Actually, we don't really bet. It's more like,
Would be for some
Steve
of us.
Kaufman will bet you. That's for sure. He'll check 87 websites first, but he'll bet you. Yeah, with Titus, I like that it's someone different. I like that he's been coming out. It's felt the same way on Raw he came out and punched him.
Yeah. Yeah, so see, they're definitely telling us something, right?
Yeah, that he's going to do it. But there's nothing behind Titus. So as many great contenders as I was talking about that they're establishing, Titus is the only one that really doesn't have anything going in. We're not hearing his story. We're not getting vignettes. We're not getting anything with him. He just shows up and is mad, and then that's it. So I'd like to see more, so that way I can buy into this match. Because at this point, yeah, I believe that Rusev's just going to tap him out.
And especially if they keep going with how they're doing it, if for whatever reason Titus O'Neil does win, it's going to mean absolutely nothing.
I'm afraid you two gentlemen are right. I'm afraid you're right. Maybe it'll be the kickoff match. Nobody cares about that anyway, right?
I don't know. I've seen some pretty good matches in the kickoff matches. A good old-fashioned WLC match back in the day. That was a fantastic match.
And then there's some guy who likes to be fed a lot. He was having some amazing kickoff matches.
He was having some good kickoff matches. That's
And then
a
he
good
got
point.
mad
Aww.
because he was having too many kickoff matches.
Yeah, he was the kickoff match.
Oh, sad. Bunch of his stuff was
That
on the
just
clearance.
depressed you.
Did you guys get a necklace? An alarm clock?
Did
Maybe
you?
a beanie?
Did you?
I got a hat. I'm waiting for the necklace to be $1.99. It's still like $4.99.
Sure, yeah.
Right? Because I'm gonna rip it off and break it right away.
If I give you $3, will you buy it right now?
No, because I still have to pay $6 shipping and handling.
Well, either way, you
Because
have to
I
pay.
already had the stuff sent, and I had to have it sent back home to Minnesota. Because when I have WWE boxes sent to my apartment building, people steal them.
Really?
Yes, true story. And WWE was kind enough to resend a package once, but then some of the stuff wasn't available anymore. So, tears.
Aw.
Tears. I know. That's my sad story of the evening. Let's talk about Darren Young and Bob Backlund, because this
Mr.
is
Bob
getting pretty
Backlund.
sad too. Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry, Mr. Bob Backlund. We got something a little bit different tonight, and unfortunately, Christian is not here to reenact. Do you want to try to do it all by your lonesome, Scott Narver?
Oh, yikes. So you're just telling me to do this whole thing by myself?
No, that was clearly a request if you wanted to.
George, do you want to jump in on this? I don't know if you know about this.
Not really. I don't really.
Just have to be super awkward and reenact the promo. Ready? Go.
Christian and I have been reenacting the promos of making Darren Young great again. I've been playing the part of Bob Backlund.
Okay.
And Christian's been playing the part of Darren Young.
Okay.
So if you would like to play the part of Darren Young.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, life coach. How are you? What are we doing today, coach?
All right. You're gonna just, you're gonna not run. No running.
Not run, but how would I get to places?
No, you walk briskly.
Walk. But it's 8 miles away.
No, I gave up running in 1942 when the Nazis invaded America. There's no running. Walk briskly like Goldberg in that new ad for the game. Do you see how it works out for him? And then you get a ride in a car.
Walking is hard.
That's why I don't do that anymore. I stay in one place, and they film me and they feed me tuna fish.
Dewey Cox told me that walking is hard.
Ew.
I agree. Look, I need tuna fish. I'm very hungry.
Where's my keys, by the way?
Oh, ooh, shiny keys. Ta-da!
By the way, from what I hear, that's not a character that Bob Backlund is being. From what I hear, like whenever somebody asks him for an autograph, he really makes people recite all the presidents in order.
For real?
Which is
and if
why,
they can't, do they
which is
do they
why
not
I
get
can
the
do the
autograph?
following: Washington,
God.
Adams, Jefferson, Madison. No, I'm just kidding.
You get stuck.
I get stuck like
you
around
can
8 or
actually
9.
do it, though, can't you?
I get stuck, and then obviously the ones here and there. But obviously anything after, I want to say Eisenhower, it's easy.
There's only one. Jack Tunney. That's it. Jack Tunney.
George Hermosa's mind knows no pointless bounds. And we don't mind.
Mr. Bob Backlund, who also ran for president back in 1995.
Yes.
In 95.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
He didn't win.
That's what the WWF magazine said. They even interviewed him.
How did they get him?
Well, let's talk about AJ Styles versus Kofi Kingston. This match was, of course, set up earlier in the evening when the New Day and the Club got into it a little bit.
The Club.
The Club. You guys are hating that so bad.
It sounds like something I put on my steering wheel so people can't drive away.
It sounds like a great sandwich. It's just not a name that instills enough of anything for me. So it's like, oh yeah, it's the Club. It sounds cute. It's like, yeah, it's the Club. Yay. No girls
It does
allowed.
out of it.
Ew.
Yeah. Well, do you guys think it's just sort of a temporary thing until, like, maybe Finn Balor's going to come up and they'll become the Balor Club? Or didn't you one of you suggested something earlier that would have been very
The
good?
Mullet
The
Club.
Mullet
The
Club.
Mullet Club, yeah. Do you think the Club is temporary?
If they revamp it, great, fine. I don't think there's anything that is beholden to them, where it's like, we have to be the club. We've called it the club. That's it.
I'm not a big fan of the Balor Club because then it just sounds like everybody else. It just sounds like a lackey.
I agree with that too. Yeah.
But would you like to see Finn Balor come up and join them?
Yeah, I mean, it was his kind of like, I mean, whatever they're referring to this club, I mean, it was his thing that he started with Carl Anderson. So, I mean, I'd like to see him a part of it.
Well, the club.
The Submission Sorority Club. I think that'd be a good name.
Let me.
I don't think that's taken.
Let me Google submission sorority.
And we've
taken.
lost George Hermoza. Well, they attack the New Day outside while the in-ring action is going on. And Kofi abandons said in-ring action to do a cute little flippy over the top. Take him out. I mean, this was good. It was sort of more of what we've been seeing, but in a little bit different way. Was that okay?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like too much of what we've been seeing?
No, because I was so excited that at the top of the show that AJ Styles and Kofi Kingston were going after each other and saying their lineage of being in the company or trying to get in the company and attacking each other, and excited for the fact of these are two guys who is a dream match between these two. And it's underplayed, but their styles and their physicality and their athleticism is really unmatched. So to see these guys do anything, I was really excited for.
Yeah, and they tried to give us a bit of a cliffhanger with this brawl erupting on the outside. And SmackDown went to a close, but Christy does her research, and Christy reads the dirt sheets, and Christy talks to the fans. So Christy knows that actually the Usos and Roman Reigns descended on this melee to take care of the club. That's what the people live in Rockford, Illinois saw happen.
There more people showing up late to work. What is this?
Yes.
The work is over. The show is done, and then they come out? I don't like this. This SmackDown show is falling apart. I bet Christian's going to show up right as we buzz you later.
Yep, and we'll say, sorry. Too late.
I'm a big fan of these kind of three-man teams. I don't know. Like, it just kind of brings me back to the days of the Von Erichs and the Freebirds, all 1 year old when that was happening. But yeah, I mean, so you have your Bullet Club, your New Day,
Wait,
I say
so
bring
if you were
3MB
one when
back.
that was happening and it was pre-WWE Network, how did you see it later?
Well, I mean, I read it in like Pro Wrestling Illustrated, which I'll get into in a second.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I'm just saying because I was going to plug my eBay store, which I'm selling
yes.
a bunch of magazines.
Yes. Well, before we get to George is ready to
got like
plug
10
himself,
minutes left.
before we give
can
George a
chit-chat.
chance to plug himself,
Which, by the way,
let's do a little bit of
TV news.
news
Oh, really?
and
I was thinking you have
gossip.
like 10 minutes left.
I didn't even say it yet. How did he know? I love it. Well, 2K17 arrives in October, and WWE has announced a very unexpected pre-order exclusive, shall we call it? Yes, two-time world champ, and we'll call him a WCW legend, Goldberg, is making his debut on the virtual roster, joining the likes of Sting, the Ultimate Warrior, and Arnold Schwarzenegger as one of those coveted pre-order characters. Goldberg calls it a dream come true and a huge honor, so he's pretty amped about it. And actually, this is the cool thing. There's going to be two versions of him. One version represents a WWE career. One kind of reenacts his time in WCW. And you're also going to have score access with this pre-order
Gilbert?
to no
Oh,
arenas recreating WCW Monday Nitro and Halloween Havoc. Guys, Monday Nitro and Halloween Havoc, this is major.
What year
This is
Halloween
big.
Havoc?
I don't know, 98?
Maybe. Against Diamonds Alice Page
Yeah, that'd be cool.
from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Now Goldberg, to clarify for some of those who are saying like this is not his debut in the game, it's his debut in the 2K games.
That's what I meant. Yes, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, because he's been the series
in the
before
old school
that.
games, yeah.
But now he's in this one, and that's a bigger deal. It's a bigger company, so it's pretty cool. And that commercial is totally badass. They do this well. They've done it well last year with everyone gathering around the fire and having their old foes that beat them and then burning the elements.
I like the Sting one when they were like teasing it and they had all the kids with the violins. I thought that was. But even now,
yeah.
even like when the armed guards were like marching to Goldberg's theme song, I was like, dude, that's badass. I like the creativity that they always put in these games or commercials for games.
All right, so biggest question, did it make you want to go and pre-order the game?
I probably will. The only thing that's got me hesitant, and this is super nerdy talk right here, I apologize. When they make the game still on the older platforms, they're dividing their team, their developmental team, for making the best possible new game there is. They still have to make it for the older systems and basically make the crappiest version possible so that it runs on both. So once they switch over to the new one, without question, I'm going to buy it. But I probably still will because they take my money at every chance they get. And these games are fun.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a legitimate complaint, though.
Well, it's funny because, like, I mean, so I have WWE 2K16 for PlayStation 4, and I mean, I love it. I think I'm really good at it. But, and I don't know, I'm sure you guys saw, like, I played it for PlayStation 3. Yeah. Man, I sucked. I could not do anything for the life of me, and I was like, dude, this is so frustrating. I'm so used to like the functions of a PlayStation 4, the video game, and it really
and the fluidity.
Yeah, it was just like, oh my god, I don't know, like, and it's whenever I had to go back to playing the PlayStation 4 version, I'm like, dude, I'm good at this game, right? I just lost to Steve Kaufman 3 times in a row. I was John Cena. I couldn't even beat him.
Oh, wait, are you talking about when you were playing at my house?
Yeah.
Oh, do we have the old system?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know. I don't know.
But, so, I mean, and it was but that video game was the first.
Oh, wait, yes, I do, because I hear about it all the time. There isn't, no, that's right. There's one that I'm supposed to get someone for Christmas.
And
and
it was the first one
I knew that.
And the first video game I played for wrestling since 2005, 2006, and I was like, man, this game's really good. But it did lack a few things as far as like it didn't have like the women, it didn't have Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha. But this upcoming year, now that it not only has Goldberg, but it's gonna have AJ Styles, Nakamura, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, hopefully American Alpha, like all these guys where it's like, man, it's just gonna get better and better. And yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I have a Twitch account. Hopefully, people can watch me play and give me money, because that's what people do apparently on Twitch. They give a lot of these gamers money.
I'm loving this face right now.
Right, because I've also heard that chicks do very well on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason,
right?
just single guys sitting alone, watching pretty gals playing video games.
Not a bad deal.
All of them. Seductresses.
I know our own Yale.
And it's funny, you see people, and you see even guys, like they'll put like who's donated money, and you'll be like, oh my god, they donated that much money to watch you play video games? Oh my god, I'm missing out.
Well, it's pretty nice.
Would you take your shirt off, George?
Oh,
now
you gotta have a gimmick
for the games.
No, for the games.
Oh, okay.
Would you do that for more donations?
I mean, I've gotta do what I gotta do.
Man, do we have some body music in the booth?
Ooh. We're missing that Magic Mike soundtrack. Well, to get to the gossip part of the news and gossip regarding Goldberg, this of course has everyone up in arms. Is he going to come back to the company? Is he going to get back into the in-ring action? And all the sort of rumors are saying no.
Well, a lot of people were looking into that little Easter egg. Toward the very, very end of the commercial, you saw like a reflection on the window of it, something that said Suplex City. Mm-hmm. Now, that can mean absolutely anything. But you know that a lot of the people online are like, oh my god, that means they put it in for some reason. They put it in because that's going to be his WrestleMania opponent, WrestleMania 33. Oh my god, like it can
not just because they're screwing with us.
It can mean anything, but obviously, as we've seen before, that usually could tie into an appearance. Obviously we saw Sting, then eventually appeared at WrestleMania. We saw Arnold, who actually got inducted into the Hall of Fame, and then ended up being featured in the game. So again, it can mean anything, but.
That's true. I mean, reportedly, the contract that he has for the video game is just for the video game. The commercial said nothing about returning to WWE. Yeah. What do you think, Scott?
He always mentions in interviews that he has kids now or a child, and that he wants them to see him wrestle at some point. But it's never been enough to state like it's going to happen, I'm going to make it happen. But that's something that he's just kind of wanted so his child can understand or see him live, because granted, I've never known that feeling, but I've known a lot of performers that have talked about that when your child is old enough to understand what you do, kind of just wanted to have them there and see it. I mean, Shane McMahon had that this past WrestleMania. That was a really big deal to him when he was on the podcast with Mick Foley talking about it, that meant the world to him. To have his kids come out and to have them be there and watch him wrestle The Undertaker was the quintessential moment. So maybe Goldberg, it'll be the driving force to have at least one more match in the WWE.
And it's weird because, I mean, honestly, and I'm sure Scott knows, like when they interview Goldberg, he badmouths the company a lot.
He's an honest guy.
He wasn't too fond of his 1 year run in the WWE, which I completely disagree with. I mean, you give me a 1 year run and give me the title shot and give me the main event. Like, I don't see what. I'm sure a lot of people would die to be in the spot that he was in that year. I don't really know why he badmouths it. Maybe he didn't like the backstage vibe, or again, maybe like the negative Nancy would be like, oh, he wasn't coddled the way he was in WCW. You know, obviously where he was treated like a god. But I don't know. I mean, anything can happen. But I just thought it was weird that he. You know, like you said, he's very honest. You know, didn't really think fondly of his time in WWE. So it'd be interesting to see him come back.
Yeah, he has very high standards for himself, which is nice to hear. That he's not one of those guys that goes, whatever you want to do, that's fine. You know.
Maybe he should go to TNA and him and Ryback can have a feud.
I heard his name's gonna be Ryborg.
Yeah, because that's what he tweeted.
I don't know.
You will be assimilated.
You will get your Ryborg T-shirt, I'm sure.
Oh, I can't wait. I've been checking pro wrestling tees like every day. I'm like, what does he? Oh, he probably has his contract.
still under
Probably has to be done
contract, yeah.
first, right? Yeah. And just to clarify, chat roll, I don't have a house. I have an apartment, a very small 1-bedroom apartment in Hollywood, and we all watch Extreme Rules there.
And play
all of us together
games.
and played video games.
It is a lofty apartment. It is nice.
Green Thunder wants Steve and George went over to play video games at Christie's. They're all talking about it. AJ0314. They're all concerned. They're all concerned that we're getting together and playing WWE game without them. Okay. Next time we'll live stream. We'll do the Google
And you can send George
Hangout
money.
thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, is it time yet? Or because I got a lot to plug. Or not yet.
George.
No.
I think it's time.
I feel like we have a lot more to talk about.
Oh, I'm saying
I think
they
we're
can
done.
send you Twitch money when you play games.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I was going to plug it.
No.
Is it time?
Yes,
Can I do my
it's
plugs?
time. Yes.
You go
It's
first.
8:57, George.
You go
Say
first.
it now or forever hold your...
I got a lot to plug. All right, so we have Twitch, G Hermoza, GHERMOZA. I'm usually streaming NBA 2K16, but obviously you guys tweet me at G Hermoza, which I never really plugged at the beginning of the show, by the way. George Hermoza, GHERMOZA. Twitch, Twitter. Like I said, follow me. If you guys want me to play NBA 2K16, I'll play NBA 2K16. If you guys want me to play WWE 2K16, you guys didn't want me to play WWE 2K, I will do whatever you guys want me to do. If you guys, just follow my stream, follow my whatever
This is a
you
man
want to do.
with time on his hands, people.
Yeah, I do have a lot of time. Surprisingly not, actually. I'm also selling some stuff. I'm not broke, okay? A lot of people are like, oh my god, you must be broke. I'm not broke. I just have a lot of stuff in my house that really doesn't need to be there anymore. I have like a lot of action figures and a lot of magazines that I've sold already. Like I had a cool little Miss Elizabeth magazine that I sold on eBay. You can follow my auctions on eBay, GHERMOZA. Well, it was like I sold it for like $3.
She sold that on the $3, for the.
Oh, no, I forgot you still. You're gonna wait for it to go on
That's
clearance.
right.
But yeah,
I need
seriously, on eBay,
$1.99. Bargain
it's
shopper.
mostly my sports action figures, but I do have a lot of old school magazines that I'm gonna get rid of. A lot of Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines, a lot of old school WWF magazines. Like I said, feel free to auction on it. It can be yours. It's great to have, great to look at. Twitter, Instagram,
Such a good pitch,
GHERMOZA.
man. I love it.
Let's see if it works. the pitch means nothing if it doesn't work.
Scott Narver, pitch yourself.
I'm a guy. Who cares?
Wait, you have got some big news. Drop it on us.
Wrestling Compadre Slamcast, which is currently housed on AfterBuzz TV here, and they've been a great home to us. We are moving as of June 29th to Fox Sports.
Yeah, where's it? Yay!
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting.
That is awesome.
We're very, very excited. And then, of course, youtube.com/onyourmarkshow. Check out On Your Mark. Marky Extreme Backyard Wrestling Entertainer Extraordinaire at WrestleCon, and all those interviews this past week was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I think next week is Joey Ryan. The saga continues with him. And then Curtain Jerks, follow me on Twitter there. And then also my comedy wrestling podcast is available on iTunes and SoundCloud. Just search Curtain Jerks.
Love it. Well, I love pro wrestling and Hollywood entertainment celebrities, and you can find all of that at ChristyReports.com. Please also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Snap.
Wait, hold on.
At Christy Reports.
If you live in LA, or in the LA area, PCW this Saturday. Pacific Coast Wrestling. Christy is going to be there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great card. I'm excited. I think Brian Cage just stepped out, but it's going to be either way. It's going to be a great card.
Yeah, but we got Scorpio Sky, Ryan Taylor, Willie Mack, whole bunch
Teddy
of
Hart.
other Teddy Hart. Oh, I cannot wait to meet Teddy Hart.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to ask him about Natty and the cats and the whole thing. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel at Christy Reports. And yes, buy tickets at PacificCoastWrestling.com and come see me this Saturday in Torrance, California, and be back here next Thursday for more AfterBuzz TV SmackDown. On behalf of George Hermoza, Scott Scott Narver, and myself, Christy Olson. We really appreciate you hanging out with us and chatting in the live chat. We love you. See you next week. Mwah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.